Connecting with Pets, a Forever Vets podcast.
Welcome back to podcast episode number 13, season number 2 of the Connecting with Pets Forever Vets podcast. Today's topic is women in leadership, and we have some pretty special people here to speak about women in leadership with Forever Vets. We have Stormy, Gerry, and Nicole. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Let's go ahead and we can start with whoever wants to go first. You can say your name, your position, and just a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Gerry. I've been with the company for 13 years now, and my position is the COO.
And my name's Nicole. I'm one of the director of operations. I've been with the company now for 9.5 years.
And my name is Stormy. I'm also director of operations, and I've been with the company for 9 years.
Wow, so you guys definitely have been with Forever Vets for a very long time.
Yes.
So I'm sure you guys have some fantastic stories to share with us today. All right, so jumping right into our first question, we're going to start with you, Gerry. Okay. I know you said you've been with Forever Vets for quite some time, but can you kind of go over your role now and, give us a little behind the scenes look of your journey with Forever Vets?
So I've been at Forever Vets for about 13 years now. The very beginning, we started the Bay Meadows location off of Bay Meadows Road. It was just Dr. G and I, and we hired 2 other employees there. It took about 6 months, and we were, kind of like running at full capacity at that point. I think in the beginning it was so much fun because we were able to kind of do what we wanted to do as far as how we were seeing the patients. We would be there way past the point. We closed at, I think, 8 o'clock at that time, but we would be there until 11, 12 o'clock just helping babies and, doing what we always wanted to do. I grew up loving animals, and so this field is a field that I knew that I wanted to be in. So it was perfect for me. And Dr. G is an amazing boss. Having him allowed me to be able to spread my wings a lot more and be able to control the environment the way that we wanted to do it. Because, things come down to running a business, but at the same time, you want to have fun while you're doing it, and you want to do what you feel that you were meant to do. So I think that was the best part, even now, still being able to do it. But in the beginning, it is just so much blood, sweat, and tears that you kind of make it your own, just trying to make that dream come true. So, a lot of my time was spent with managing people, and I kind of grew a bit fast with us getting a location almost every year. So I went from being a manager going into being a COO, and a lot of that did consume my time. But even when I'm off, I love to enjoy just being around my son. And, I have a husband, and we've been together since I was 16 years old. We've been married for about 17 years, and it escapes me sometimes. Married for about 17 years, and our son is 16 years old, so he'll be going to college soon, which is really exciting for him. He wants to go into the medical field, which is awesome because, I'm in the medical field. His father's a firefighter, paramedic, and then, he also wants to go in that direction. So he spent a lot of time at home just, watching movies and, things of that sort. So, that's a little bit about me.
Thank you so much for sharing, Gerry. That was great to hear from you. Let's go on and move on to Nicole. Nicole, same question. You've already answered how long you've been with Forever Vets, but can you kind of tell us a little bit about yourself, your role now, and, explain your journey as well?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So like I said, I've been with Forever Vets now for 9.5 years. Kind of crazy. Time has just gone by. I can't believe my 10-year anniversary is coming up. But I will never forget the first day I actually came in to interview. I actually knew somebody who currently worked for Forever Vets because I worked with her at Longhorn. I was in Longhorn and restaurants for quite some time, but I always knew that I wanted to get into the veterinary field. I always wanted to help animals from the time I was little. I just wanted to help them. But I came in, and Gerry was one that interviewed me. It was a really good interview. I felt like she was very outgoing, reassuring, telling me about different things in vet med. And then I met Dr. G, and we kind of connected right away because he was from India, and I actually went on to a missionary trip in India. And so he was really excited that I even had been to India before. So after that, I did the interview, and then I heard from Gerry a little bit later on, and she had offered me the position as a technician, which I had interviewed for a receptionist. And so I was really surprised. I was like, well, wait, hold on. Don't I need to go to school for that? Like, I don't have any experience. I don't even know what I'm doing. And she was like, oh, no, we'll train you. It'll be fine. And I was like, okay, great. And so I came on as a technician. And from there, I just kind of like, I started at Bay Meadows actually as well, was where I first started as a technician. And then from there, I just kind of worked my way up. I went from technician into management position, and I managed Mirabella, the location over in Mirabella Parkway, for about 2.5, 3 years, I think. And then I moved into the director position. And again, I don't know, it's been a long journey, but it's been a fun, exciting journey. I love to do what I do. I love helping the people around me, our staff, our managers, and of course the patient care and the clients as well. I mean, that's what we're here for. I love helping anybody and everyone that I can, as well as our fur babies, because that's exactly how I got into this field. Is I just always wanted to help out the animals. And you know, when I'm not here, I'm spending time with 6 animals that I have at home. I've got a pretty busy household. I also have 4 children and a husband. So it's a pretty wild, chaotic household, but we love it and we have a great time together. I do have a 1-year-old and he keeps me extremely busy. He's getting into everything these days. And then I have 2 15-year-olds and a 13-year-old, and they are also in that stage in their life where it's challenging, but it keeps us going for sure. My husband and I have been together, it'll actually be 10 years this year, married for 4, and we love to travel, we love to have a good time, be with family, and yeah, so if I'm not here at work, I'm very busy at home as well.
Thank you so much, Nicole, for your behind-the-scenes journey. Last but not least, we're going to talk to you, Stormy. Same question, a little bit about yourself, and then how long you've been with Forever Vets and your journey as well.
Yeah, of course. Very excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I've been with Forever Vets since 2016. Unlike Gerry and Nicole, I did start at our Tinseltown location, which is my baby. I started as a receptionist. We were moving here the weekend actually that I got hired on. So I really just wanted anything that they had. Started as reception, transferred back over to technician, and then management, and then into directing. So the journey's been nice and swift, but it has definitely been well worth it. I really enjoy being able to not only be there for the staff and the management team and the doctors, but also our patients and our clients. That is one thing that drives me all the time, is being able to be there for the patient, being able to provide exceptional care no matter what hour of the day it is, knowing that we're always going to be there for them. That's kind of what drove me into this field too. So it's been really nice to be able to explore different ways to provide care for clients and patients, and be able to grow the hospitals in the way that we've been able to grow them with our staff members and our management team, and what we're able to provide to them with training. But when I'm not doing that, I am at home with 2 rambunctious little boys. One is 4 and one is 2. They are definitely 100% boys. We stay outside 90% of the time. We are covered in dirt 100% of the time, and we are definitely into monster trucks and race cars right now, so they definitely keep me on my toes all the time and keep me busy, but it's definitely something that I enjoy and love them dearly, and I'm glad that they're able to see me in a career that I am very passionate about and enjoy coming to every day.
So you guys have shared such incredible behind-the-scenes knowledge of where you guys have been with Forever Vets throughout the past years, and shared a little glimpse in your personal life. I would like to open the floor, and since, like we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, it's Women's History Month, so we want to talk about women in leadership, and all 3 of you really have a prominent role in that. So I want to open the floor and ask you guys, what fuels you every day to come into work?
Well, I guess I'll maybe start. I think honestly the biggest fuel is being able to to practice and to do something that I absolutely love. Of course, the job went from like just loving animals and being around animals and being able to play with them all day and take care of them. And then it turns into management, because that's kind of where we all are now. Mm-hmm. It's just a different aspect of it. But at the end of it, it's still the same goal of being able to take care of all the babies as much as possible, because we're empowering our employees to want to do the same exact thing. So I think that's the biggest thing. I think for me, probably you guys as well, I think that the fuel is the passion behind what we do, and the fact that we're able to do what we do. I mean, I think that kind of rolls us out of bed, and to be able to walk in, even if you're having a bad day, even if you don't want to come in, when you do come in, all you got to do is go to one of those kennels, go to one of those cages, and you wind up seeing, fluffy little baby in there, and it's like, okay, this makes it worth it again,
Yeah. No, I can kind of piggyback off of that. I definitely feel that being able to provide not only for the patients and the clients, but for the staff too, making sure that they feel that mission and that passion, and it's bleeding out through us to them. It makes me want to come into work every day to help drive that factor and let them know that they're here for a reason, and they're pillars to the hospitals, and without them we couldn't be what we are. So I think that along with the animals definitely is what fuels me, and being able to train and teach them my ways, because your goal is always to be able to train people to someday take your place, or someday take, a management place as those people grow. So being able to continue their growth every single day with whatever comes through the door, whatever new task they can learn, is exciting to see too.
Yeah, I think what Stormy and both Gerry said, I think initially like the passion behind it, helping the animals, has really been a driving factor with what we do in this field. And it just has grown and projected onto our staff and our employees from that point when we stepped into a management role. Like Gerry said, don't get me wrong, not every day I want to get up and just rush right into work. But there are those days when you do get through the doors and you see your staff is excited to see you. And they're like, oh, look at this cute little baby. And
it's like your little pick-me-up.
Yeah, it picks you up. You're like, this is why I came in today. This is what keeps me going, is I'm here for them. I'm here to help them. They're excited to do what they do, which just shows like why we're here. We're here to help them and the babies and the clients as well.
Yeah. And I think just in general too, being women, like, our superpower a little bit is being able to multitask.
Yes.
Like we are just born with that. It is our gift from God that we're able to do so many things. Even sometimes at night when I have so many things going on, in my brain, I'm going, then I'm grabbing my phone, I'm looking up stuff, and I look over at my husband and he's just peacefully sleeping. So I think for women, our brains are just always on, and we can take on a million things at once. Like I'll tell you a story, I'll teach you how to do this all at the same time, then I'll run over here because Fluffy needs this. I think that is a bit of our gift, and so I think being able to have that really helps in this field as well.
Yeah, definitely.
I really like what you guys said about multitasking, and that's something that you guys do that I've witnessed personally throughout Forever Vets of my time being here. Jumping on and continuing on with the topic of women in leadership, being a woman in leadership, what advice can you give to other women in general?
Yeah, I think that with this journey and being in management and learning throughout management, being a woman in power, is the advice that I would like to give is just keep pushing through, because there are lots of times where you'll come across many different types of challenges, and like we had said earlier, all three of us have families at home, and they take a huge priority in our lives, and we do have a lot going on with our families, just like everybody else. Everyone has something going on outside of work. So those can bring challenges upon itself, not only personally, but, we try to separate that from our work life too. So when we come into work, being a woman in power, trying to uplift everybody else is a challenge as well. So I think the advice that I would like to give to other women, if they really want the opportunity to push forward, keep moving, don't stop. You're going to come across hurdles, but not to give up on them. There are always ways around a hurdle. You don't have to jump over it every single time, but there's a way around to get to the end goal that you are wanting to get to. And so my piece of advice would just keep pushing, just keep going. And at the end of the tunnel, there's always a light.
Yeah, for sure. I think I can kind of piggyback off of that just a little bit, because I think as women we do have, responsibility at home. If you have like a family, kids, or whatever it could be, animals, like a lot of times things will kind of go in our direction a little bit more. But I just think it's not, as long as you're not putting those obstacles in front of what you want, if you want something bad enough, you're going to make it work. No matter what it is in front of you, you're going to make it work. So if you really want to get out there and be as successful as you want in life, no matter what, if you want to do it, do it. There's always, if there's that will, there's a way, that cliche statement, but I think it's very true. If you really want to get something done, you will figure out a way to do it. It just depends, on yourself and what you feel that your ability is.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think, it's really important to know that you are your driving factor. There's not someone out there that's going to push you for the goals that you want to succeed in. Become comfortable with being uncomfortable, because when you're comfortable, you're not growing, you're not pushing hard enough. So you need to understand that, no matter what is going on, no matter, like they said, what's going on in your home life, or, you have families, we all have those things going on. But if your end goal is to be a woman in power and leadership, don't lose sight of that, and do not let anybody else let you or motivate you or any other direction unless you're going in the goal that you want to go to. It is you and you alone that will drive you there, and you're the driver in the seat. And if you believe in yourself, you can achieve anything that you put your mind to. So just never ever give up.
So with everything that you just talked about with advice for other women, can you guys think of maybe some examples either within Forever Vets or just throughout your life that you've seen, you felt good, you felt empowered about yourself because you got to see someone go through their journey in leadership in a way?
Yeah, I actually have a really good example. It's more so in the management area. So, when I first started directing, it was very difficult for me to understand that you can actually manage in different ways. I'm very headstrong and pushful, and I'm a driver, so I'm driving all the time. I like things to be done swiftly and quickly and with intent. And I actually got to experience growth from one of my managers who showed me that there is actually more than one way to manage. And seeing her growth from not being confident in herself and not being sure, letting the team kind of drive the day versus her kind of taking control and making sure that they were working in the ways that she wanted them to work and working on their goals how she wanted them to work on. It's definitely been eye-opening to see that her way of managing, although she's taken a few tools from my toolbox, has really created a team that every doctor enjoys going to, every doctor enjoys being around, and they themselves are like a little family unit. So watching her be able to develop her specific type of management and being confident in herself and really spreading her wings to be confident to do things without second guessing or calling me to verify. It's really nice to see that, and it makes me very happy to see how much she's grown and has really taken over the clinic as her own little baby clinic, and that just makes me very happy.
Yeah, I would have to say I would go more in the management side of things as well. I actually had a manager when she first started. Her first day was pretty wild. Now, that being said, it is one of my wilder locations. But basically, we had yes,
Yeah.
basically we had a fire catch on the dryer. Yeah. The dryer caught on fire, and that was literally her first day in management. So from that point, it was a little rocky for her. It was a new manager coming into a group that had been there for quite some time, and the transition was definitely hard for them. They weren't used to having this new manager coming in, and of course she was new in management. So it just took a little bit of adjustment for sure. But over this series of a couple years, she has really, really grown into her position. gained a lot of confidence, and now the team that she has there, they cannot live without her.
Yes,
So,
the whole team.
Yeah, the whole team, including the doctors.
Yes.
They enjoy her presence very highly, and she has come a long way. And so seeing that I was able to help her, guide her, coach her through the worst times and the good times has shown her growth and management, and that's very rewarding as a director to be able to watch her grow in that area that she was put into. And I knew from the moment that I had chosen her to be in management, I knew she was going to be successful. I knew she was going to do well. It just it came with its challenges, and she's been able to work through them for sure.
Yeah. I think mine would be for sure the two ladies next to me. I have seen them grow, I mean, just from like babies, essentially.
That's true.
Coming in, not knowing too much. But when I first met Stormy, she was coming in from Georgia and coming in for the interview. And I just remember her working there at Tinseltown. And I don't believe I did your actual interview. You had a manager over there. But I always remembered your presence coming over there because you were so friendly up front. And I had no idea where our journey was going to take, each other. But it definitely had its ups and downs. And just seeing Stormy from the very beginning going into management, and just being, just kind of like, not believing in herself 100%, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, I know you can do it. And she's like, no, I can't do it, Gerry. But we kept pushing and we kept pushing. And when we got to the end, I mean, now, I can't control Stormy. She's all over the place. And, I remember when I first gave her the director role, I was in tears. She was my very first director. I do remember that.
Yes, that is true.
That is true. We were at Nocatee, and for quite some time I'd been talking about getting a director, but I was unable mentally to share the workload because I was just, overprotective and maybe controlling in there too. But I remember, feeling very comfortable talking to Dr. G, and he said, do you not trust her? And I said, of course I trust her. And he was like, so then trust her with, giving her those responsibilities. And so I had to kind of put, my words into action. And when I promoted her, she was so happy, and it made me feel good, although I was in tears and I was telling her I'm sad. And so I think I was very happy to see her journey because I felt like we had come a long way. And so it was really good to see that. And seeing Nicole, I actually did Nicole's interview, and she was there at Bay Meadows with me. We spent a lot of time together at Bay Meadows. Yes, I remember the reason why I decided to hire Nicole, like the winning factor for me, was the fact that she worked at Longhorn. It sold me. For one, they have great food. But then on top of that, I'm like, okay, she's a waitress, so she has to be able to move. And so I was thinking she's got a really good personality. She's very bubbly, and that personality has never changed. You hear her laugh, like it is the same. And so, we decided to kind of give it a chance. And I mean, Nicole, she's not too tall, but I would see her on the biggest dog. She's never been in the field before. And I would see her on top of German Shepherds, just spread out, making sure she's restraining. I'm like, this girl's got it. Like, she's going. And your success there was pretty quick. I felt like from the time of you coming into tech, we went into management pretty fast there.
Yeah, it was a year and a half.
Wow, yeah, that
promoted me and told me that it was going to be Mirabella, but it wasn't ready yet.
Yes,
so
yeah.
I had a little bit of time at Bay Meadows before I could go walk over to Mirabella.
Yeah, we did a little bit of management training over there still, and it was really good. You were able to go over to Mirabella, but it was a different transition for you.
Yes.
Being a manager, I think that was a little shell-shocking, and then having the responsibility of all these, employees, and then they have all these ideas of what they think you should be doing, and then I'm telling you, no, you got to do it like this.
Yes.
And so I think that was a bit of a struggle for you, and it was very challenging, I think, for you to kind of to get into the groove of like, this is what it is and this is what we're doing, and that you can't please everybody because your heart was just there for so long. And then once you got over that, you were like, okay, this is what we have to do. I love what I do, and we got to make sure it stays afloat, and everybody has to kind of join the team in that way. And you had your ups and downs over there as well. I think every 6 months, she was dealing with some challenges over there, but you worked through it, and to see you come out of it, I mean, you were so much stronger from where you were in the very beginning to see how you were, like, couple years ago being over there, a few years from now, but being over there as a manager and how you kind of ended your journey on being a manager there and stepping into the director's role. I remember for quite some time we were talking about you being a manager or a director, and that's what you wanted to do. And to see your process from how you started to where you are now, the confidence level is just, it's through the roof at this point. So I think it's just beautiful to see both of their growth, and I'm just so proud to be able to have been on that journey with them, no matter how hard it was at times. But it was worth it in the end. It was definitely worth it in the end. And I'm really proud of both of them. I really don't have to worry about anything at all with them. I know that I can take time away and that they'll take care of it. And, even when they're making decisions, they'll tell me after the fact. And I know that whatever they decide to do, it's something that they know that is best for the company. And so they were just the right choices for the position.
Yeah, it's a pretty wild journey.
Yeah.
To look back at it.
Yeah.
No, never would. I knew we were going to get there. We just had to keep pushing. Yeah. No, Stormy's a bit of a fighter. I'll say she fought me a little bit more.
A little bit headstrong. So
yeah, just a little bit.
I'm better
Yes,
now.
you're definitely better. I'll give you that.
And you have me with a million questions.
Yes. Yeah, Nicole's on the other end of it where she's like, no, I need to understand exactly why this is what it is. And I'm like, all right, she breaks me down more to understand it as well. So they balance me as well because they give me a part that I don't have. So that's why I think we make such a good partnership. Yes, yes.
Moving on to one of our last questions, and this is kind of a big question to think about, is where do you guys see yourselves and Forever Vets in the next couple of years?
Yeah, so you can go ahead and add the fifth one to my list. Honestly, I think where I see myself personally is continuing in my position, getting stronger in my position, making sure that I am fulfilling every task to its utmost degree. Maybe in 10 years, Gerry will retire, and then me and Nicole can become chief of operations. But we'll call that the 10-year plan, the 5-year plan. We'll keep it nice and simple. But I think just Forever Vets, as far as the company goes, just continuing to do what we do, which is compassionately provide care to our patients, to our clients, because our clients, when we have sick babies, they don't know what to do. They're stressed out. They're freaking out. And we are that calming voice for them to be able to help them. So as far as the company goes, obviously we're never going to stop growing. So maybe one day I'll have 5. I'm just going to throw that in there one last time. But just continue to be who we are and drive with our mission of providing exceptional care to everybody, meaning clients, patients, staff, doctors, no matter what it is, just being there for the people in our community.
Yeah, I'll have to piggyback off of Stormy on that one. I would say for me, personally, just like Stormy, I like to grow in my position and be able to expand in my knowledge base to help the managers that I currently have, the hospitals I currently have. I would like to see just growth in the hospitals I already currently have without adding.
I want to see that too.
And to grow them with patient care, clientele. A lot of the hospitals that I have are more newer, so I would like to see, but minus Bay Meadows, they've been there for quite some time, but I would like to see my other hospitals be able to expand patient and client care and grow the individuals that are currently there. And then maybe tack on a 5th one. We'll see.
Oh, see? There you go. I knew it.
We'll see. But and then for the company, I do think that just continuing to reach the community, reach the clients, reach the patients. I would love to see maybe like a 10-year plan for the company, but I would love to see maybe reaching the outside community more so, like helping other areas of patient care, whether it's rescues or maybe we've always talked about like helping wild animals and like being able to go maybe do like missionary work, but for animal-based programs, things like that, just to kind of get out there and help our community in different ways, as well as maintain the community that we're already helping with our clients and our patients that we currently have. But That's what I kind of see for the company in about 10 years.
Well, I would love for us to like do some work with the Great Migration because there's not as many elephants anymore. So that would be my first one if we could ever do something like that. But I mean, I guess I would kind of coincide with exactly what they're saying if I'm looking at like a 5-year plan. Definitely the growth within the hospitals themselves and us reaching out to the community. And, you know, we've been here for quite some time in the 13 years that we've been here. It's short, but it's long, you know, but I think that we've kind of made our place here in Jacksonville, and a lot of people know who we are. But to kind of be like that staple type of clinic, hospital that everybody knows that if they do get a fur baby, like, oh, Forever Vets is that place. I would really like that to be kind of the ring of Forever Vets, to where it's a no-brainer for people. Like, Forever Vets is where I want to take my baby. My baby's happy to go there. Or the recommendation is not so much marketing of what we're putting online, but just from the people themselves. I think yes, just word of mouth. If we could, in the next 5 years, kind of like get within the community like that, I would feel really good. I would kind of feel like we've kind of done what we wanted to do if we could do something like that, because I think that's very important for your, it's just like your character of your of who you are as a person. If that stands out, or people are like, oh, you can go talk to her, she'll make you feel better, like, oh, let me have a conversation with you because I know you'll make me feel better. I want that to kind of be the identity of Forever Vets. Mm-hmm. I have a baby, something's wrong, let me go ahead and take my family member in to feel better. So I think that the outreach is definitely a goal I would love to get to, all the clinics to get to. The older ones that have been here for quite some time, a lot of people know Bay Meadows and they know Tinseltown. But still, even for them to be able to continue to grow in that way. As far as adding hospitals to give them more, you never know. You never know in that area. Like, for us, it's so spontaneous sometimes. Like, I would be working and G would come over and say, hey, I found something. And I'm like, okay, what is it? Of course, it's another place. But, who knows in that area, I can't really speak on that. But, with what we do have, we still have a lot of growing in that area to do. There's more things that we want to do at our urgent care and, being 24 hours and maybe doing specialty. I mean, that's a really cool thing, too. So I think I have a really good team here. So I know whatever we decide to do in the next 5 to 10 years, it'll be great.
Yeah, I think the opportunities are endless.
It is.
Especially in this field. And I think our passion that drives us really gives us that force of nature, like, okay, what can we do next? Who can we help next? What baby can we help next? What staff member can we help with their growth opportunities? So I think there's a lot of, and there's ever changing too. New medicine, new equipment that comes out, like specialty would be like amazing to continue working in that area as well. So I think there's a lot of 5-year plans. Yeah. You gotta pick which one.
Yeah. And sometimes the best plan is having no plan. Yeah. Because, it's just whatever comes, it happens and we do it, and it turns out to be great because that's just the direction of the wind in that moment.
So it is quite apparent that all three of you are very passionate about pets, passionate about Forever Vets, and continuing to grow not only the women at Forever Vets in leadership, but everyone around us. So I want to open the floor one last time for you guys. If you have anything additional that you want to say that you haven't gotten an opportunity to say, please feel free to do it now.
Yeah, I think just every day being able to come in and just work with, all these fine people, with the same kind of common goal and interest. I think that's what drives me every day coming in. And I think just continuing to do that, the more we continue to make a difference within the community and within our world, our small world that we live in, I think that's what's most important. I mean, we're all here for different reasons on this planet, and as long as you're making a difference in some sort of way, which I feel like we are, I think that's what's going to drive me to get out of this bed and to serve this purpose every single day.
Yeah, I think like just what Gerry said, the driving factor of the passion behind what we do every day, whether it's for the pets, the clients, and our managers, our staff, every single one of them definitely is a driving factor to bring me in every day and get up and what difference can I make today? What new is going to happen? What challenge is going to come up? But how can I overcome them to make sure that everyone around me is taken care of and that they're able to succeed in whatever it is that they want to succeed in?
Yeah, and basically what both of them said, just, like, we are put on this planet for a reason. We have this life for a reason. You can make a difference no matter what position you're in, whether it is kenneling, receptioning, teching, you're in leadership, you can always make a difference. So do not let anything get in your way with making that difference. Speak your mind and speak out what you know is right, and continue to drive upon what you're passionate about, and that will get you very far in life. And like Gerry said, I think we've definitely made our footprint here in Jacksonville, but I am very hopeful to see where else this footprint can go.
Thank you, Gerry. Thank you, Nicole. And thank you, Stormy, for being here today.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you for
thank
having
you.
Had a
us.
blast.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a lot of fun.
We did have a great time. Thank you so much.
And if you would like to hear our next episode, podcast episode number 14 will be dropping in the next couple weeks. But thank you again for today for joining us for podcast episode number 13, a part of our season 2 Connecting with Pets Forever Vets podcast. My name is Shelly, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks everyone for listening. We are Forever Vets, locally owned and operated in Jacksonville, Florida. Visit us at forevervets.com to find out more about our community events, monthly promotions, and more specifics on animal care. Don't forget to catch our episode next week.